Hello everybody, good afternoon. It is Wednesday. What is today? February, I gotta look at my calendar here. Hang on, February 8th. I think that's what it is. Yeah, Wednesday, February 8th. Holy cow. So we are working today on, I'm going to be sharing with you today the Eden Gardens bundle. It's a celebration choice. So if you're tuning in, come on in and say hello to me and we will get started. So again, I'm Nancy Thompson. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Skaneateles, New York, and I love sharing creativity with you, whether it's beginning stamping or more avid stamping, whatever level stamping. I love just sharing ideas with others and encourage you to share it as well with others and even with me. So, hi Colleen, welcome. It's a beautiful day here in Central New York. The temperature is a little cool, but we have sunshine, and that is like the best as far as I'm concerned. So, yes, sunshine today. The snow is starting to melt, and hopefully that beautiful sunshine is starting to dry up all the mud. It's like a mud pit in our chicken pen. So I can't wait for total sunshine until we can reseed the pen again for them and move them to some fresh grass in spring. So, but they're loving it. They're scratching away and picking at bugs and worms and all kinds of fun things. So, and they've been laying their eggs like crazy today. So anyways, hi Elaine, welcome. I sure hope you're feeling better. So anyways, and Deb, welcome. Hi. I'm trying to think if this is your first time here. If it is, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And Betty, welcome back. Okay, so today I am sharing the Eden Gardens stamp set. It's in our annual catalog. And they had designer paper that went with this, and I was trying to find my other samples. I just actually cleaned my office, purged some old stuff, and I'm not sure where I put it. So anyways, so I was hoping to have some samples, but you're in luck because those samples are on my website. So yeah, let me see. Is this my website? There we go. So at Crate with Nancy, it's cratewithnancy.com. You can check out my website, and just in the search bar, put Eden's Garden, and there's several posts with them, and you can see that there. And then there is a fabulous die set that goes with it too, that you can get. I don't think it comes as a bundle, but in the catalog, but you can get the bundle with a $100 order for celebration and choose it as your $100 option for celebration. So quite the deal here. I'm trying to think what it was as a bundle. I didn't get a chance to check out an old catalog. So anyway, so we are using that today, and then I have sneak peeks of a new online exclusive of some product, okay? And next week, I'll be sharing some ideas on what to do with that new product. So that will be later on. So, so let's look. So I see Pat is here, and oh good, I'm so glad it's a beautiful day in Ohio too. And Ellen, it's warmer than lately. Yes, it is, because we've had like 0-degree temperatures here. So been very cold. So it's just so great to see the sunshine. I'm thankful. And Anne, welcome. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, and if you need to place an order, here's my current host code that you can go and shop in my online store and choose all kinds of fabulous products. Okay, so so as I said, we're using Eden's Garden, and we're going to pair it with Petal Pink today. Okay, so we're using Petal Pink and Mango Melody. So would you think to use those colors with this stamp set? You're probably thinking, I don't know, greens and stuff, but we're going with Petal Pink and Mango Melody. Okay, it's just bright, fun, and cheerful colors. So and we're also going to pair it with the Texture Chic designer paper. I really have not used this, so I'm on a mission to use some things in the annual catalog that I have that have been sitting on my shelf and have not been touched. And I have not touched this paper or the stamp set to go with it, the bundle. So it's just beautiful. It's got some nice bright colors in it, the Mango Melody and Petal Pink, and then there's Evening Evergreen and Pool Party, Soft Succulent, and Soft Suede. And then the paper has these beautiful gold accents on it. Look at that gold shimmer. Isn't that just beautiful? And they're kind of geared towards different themes, okay? Because this design has some leaves on it. Hopefully you can see that. And then we've got some seashells, some snowflakes, some flowers. This is just spatter. And same with this. So at least you kind of have a little mixture of some different type of themes in there to really make this paper very versatile. And the dies in this, you know, let me see if I can locate those dies really quick. I didn't think to get the dies out in the stamp set with this. I don't think I have them here next to me. So, but there, you can check in the annual catalog for this, okay? Okay, hi Donna, welcome. I'm going to see you next Saturday for class. There's only, I do some in-person classes as well here in Skinny Atlas, and there's only 2 sessions left. We have tomorrow and Saturday the 15th. So if you've been procrastinating and haven't signed up, make sure you contact me to get on the class list, okay? Okay, so we are going to start out with an embossing folder. We're going to emboss this piece right here. And let me grab my die cut machine here. We have to use the big one because this will not fit in our mini machine. Okay, and we're going to use Petal Pink here. And wait till you see the magic happen with this. So this is a 3D embossing folder, and I still kind of like to line it up, I don't know, so it's straight in there. And when you're using your folder, it's recommended that you put the fold in first, okay, because that just kind of sandwiches your folder in well, and it doesn't stress out the seam there, okay? Okay, Gail, you were outside. Yes, it is a beautiful day to be outside. Hopefully I'll get out for a few minutes. Okay, so it just glides through well, okay? I didn't really talk about the sandwich here. Let me just kind of move that out of the way. And let me make sure we can see everything. So the sandwich was our plate number 1. And it tells you right on here, because this is a 3D embossing folder, and it tells you exactly on here what plates, 1 and number 4. And this is our number 4. I love this new machine because it tells you exactly how to do that sandwich, so there's no guessing in it. Okay, so that's our sandwich. So the beauty of, here's your first sneak peek, okay? This is one of the embossing folders that's going to be available starting March 1st, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about all of that later on, okay? So make sure you stay tuned and stay till the end. Okay, so let's see if you can see the image on there. Can you see that design? Isn't that fabulous? Well, we're going to add a little bit, we're going to blend some ink. These are our fabulous blending brushes, and I've been playing with the ink today, so my fingers are pretty bad, and I need to add some lotion to them as well. Okay, so we're going to use Pretty in Pink, and our blending brushes are fabulous. They just have such a smooth texture to it, and you don't have to have one for every color. These are washable. You can wash them under, kind of warm water. And then it's very important that you let them dry pretty much overnight. And I just kind of take, whether it's a paper towel or a dish towel, an old dishcloth, and I kind of just try to just gently dry it a little bit to absorb some of the water out of it. But then I let it dry overnight if I'm going to wash this, okay? But you can change from within the color families is what I kind of do. So I try to keep like the pinks together, the reds together, purples and blues, kind of like that, but you don't need one for every color. So we're going to you don't need a lot of pressure to pick up ink on it. It's just amazing how much those bristles keep in your brush. So I'm going to just gently rub it around, okay? And then it's best to start off, kind of off your cardstock a little bit. And let me just mute my phone here. Sorry about that. Okay, and then start rubbing, okay? And just blending what you're going to want to do. And you can pick up more ink. So depending on how intense you want your ink on here, is kind of like the pressure you want to add or how much blending you want to do. By starting off, it kind of gets rid of the heavy ink that's might be on your blending brush, okay? And let me just do this. We're going to add up a little bit more. And I'm just checking my other feed here. So give me a second. There we go. Okay, so we're going to just blend a little bit more. And I'm going to just, we're just going to go to town here because I really want these lines to stand out. And I'm going to add quite a bit of color, okay? So I didn't blend off too much right there, and I got kind of like a heavy line there. Can you kind of see that? So maybe I can blend that in a little bit more, okay? And if I need to put pressure on, I'm kind of putting pressure on here because I'm always afraid my handle's going to break if I'm pressing on it too much. So if I really want to apply pressure, I'm going to put it here on the brush end itself, okay? All right, so let's just do a little bit more because I really want this design to pop, and it's kind of pretty much popping on the raised edges is what it does, okay? All right, I wrinkled my paper. So can you see that now? Can you see the design better? There we go. It's fabulous. It's kind of like a crosshatch type lines where they're just kind of like intersecting and crossing each other. So okay, so we've got that, and we're going to mount that onto just 1/8 of an inch deeper. Okay, I had somebody message me last night asking, how do I get my 1/8 inch cuts accurate? So pretty much, you know, you really want to make sure your cardstock is flat against your guide on your trimmer, and just make sure you read the lines accurately. You just really got to learn your trimmer well. And plus, I have cut a lot of cardstock over the years. I gotta think. So it's 22 plus years I have been a demonstrator. So, and that is a lot of cardstock that I have cut in my lifetime between classes and just simple stamping, you know, making projects, cards for sale. There we go. So it's just a hint on there, okay? And we're going to add it to a thick white card base here. And we're going to raise it up with some dimensionals. Maybe we're going to finish this first. So we're going to add a strip of that fabulous Texture Chic designer paper to this. So let's add that next. And you have to have a good trimmer too, I believe. So let's, you know what? I kind of want this in the middle. So I kind of am going to judge it. And I'm only going to the edge of this top layer of cardstock. I didn't go to the matte layer too. Okay. Hi, Carol and Shirley. Welcome. And Gail, I think. I'm trying to think if anybody else has joined in. So, okay. So we've got that. Then we're going to add a label here. Okay. This is going to be kind of like our focal point. So this is out of the Scale Up Contour labels, and I love these. These are one of my favorite set of dies. There's just so many favorites, right? Okay, and we're going to use the Sending Hugs out of that stamp set. Okay, so I'm going to just Sending Hugs. Okay, so we're going to stamp that, and then we're going to take our flower. and stamp it in Petal Pink. Now, this is a distinctive stamp here, okay? And it doesn't create a solid image, okay? And so it's just going to kind of have like that, like washed out, distressed look to it. All right, and usually you might want to check to see how your ink is, how juicy your ink pad and everything is, and whether you need to stamp off or you can stamp directly onto whatever you're stamping on. Okay, see how it just picks that up? It's just fabulous, I think. There we go. Okay, so let's stamp this over here in the corner. Okay, I think I like this, just to make a cute little tag, wouldn't it? Let me just zoom in here like this and see if that works. Okay, and there we go. And let me just, I lost my feed here on my other device, so hopefully you guys are all here with me still. Okay. All right, so what are we going to do next? So now we're going to tie some ribbon around this, okay? And hopefully, do I have that with me? Hang on, here we go. Phew. Okay, so this is the Pale Papaya open weave ribbon. It matches, it's a carryover, right? Pale Papaya, is that an in color? Yes, it's an in color that's retiring, okay? So, so start really thinking about, I think like the end of March, early April, we will have that retired list out, okay? Because everything goes away soon. Okay, so we're just gonna wrap it around. I'm gonna make sure I got kind of like a length for my bow, which is good. And we'll tie a nice pretty bow here. And there we go. And we'll adjust it here. Okay, I think that looks good. And let me grab some scissors. I'm going to just kind of cut it long for right now. Here we go. And I think we need to, so I'm going to kind of look to see where I need that. So I want my ribbon, I'm going to just kind of slide it so it's kind of, that knot is kind of up to the top, okay? Just down from the top. Anybody else fuss with their bows? And then this is going to go here. So I think that looks pretty good. So now we can put this on with some dimensionals, which I have right here. And let's do that. So yesterday was send a friend a card day. So how many of you got some in the mail yesterday to send out to your friends? Mine finally went out. Well, the mailman was early today, so I didn't get them up in time, but they will be in tomorrow's mail. So I sent out, was actually to address and write several letters yesterday while I was waiting for my husband at an appointment. So I took that time to work on some happy mail. So some people might be getting some happy mail from me soon, I hope. Trying to make it a conscious effort to send out happy mail to others. Okay, so yes, these are totally fresh ideas, Jane. So definitely, because we used like Evening Evergreen and Soft Succulent, they had designer paper that went with it. So these are just so bright and cheery, I think, to go with this. It just gives you a whole different perspective. So, oh, Gail, you never disappoint. Gail got cards out. Yay! Okay, so now we can add this to our card base. I love using thick white. It really just adds some real stability to your card. It just makes it really nice as a card base. So let's add some dimensionals to the corners. Okay, and we'll add that to the card base. And I'm going to leave the inside blank, other than we're going to stamp petal pink flower on here. So let's stamp a flower on here, okay, just to jazz it up. I love this simple stamping. And then let's also jazz up. I got designer paper envelope flap, but let's add a flower to the front as well. Okay, this really works well. Okay, make sure if you don't have grid paper, grab some grid paper during celebration and treat yourself to some grid paper to stamp with. It's just so nice to be able to have something on your surface to absorb some of that ink and stuff that you're using. Okay, we're going to finish this up. I took Mango Melody and stamped my flower in that onto some scrap, and I fussy cut it. So I want kind of like a little bolder bright flower here. So we're going to just add that onto here. So we're going to put some dimensionals. Wanted to grab, here we go. I wanted to grab some minis here because we've got some little pieces here and they're going to fit perfectly into some of these leaf areas, okay? And I'm only going to, because I was paying attention that only part of it is going to stick on here, so I'm only going to kind of go from like here up with dimensionals, okay? So approximately, so we'll just add some dimensionals here in the middle, and let's just take off all these backings. And you know, standard supplies are a great way to also earn celebration items when you add your, you know, stock up on some adhesives, your white cardstock and envelopes, or vanilla. You know, it's a great time to do that. That's what I do. Every order, I keep adding more. Okay, so what do you guys think? Do you love that? But we're going to add a few gems to it, okay? Let's see. We're going to add, I kind of pulled out these brush metallic adhesive dots, and I thought the gold would kind of really jazz this up. But what I wasn't sure about was adding something to the center of this. So here it is without it, okay? You can see where I've added the brush dots here, but you know, I just wasn't sure if the flower inside, what do you guys think? Do you think it's just fine just like that, or should I add some metallic dots to the inside as well? So while you guys are giving me a comment on that, let me add the metallic dots here. And these, I just thought this was a great way to pull that gold out. So I know I loved it. I was happy with this design. It was kind of fun. Should have been doing some team stuff this weekend, but I kind of started working with this and that new exclusive online product, so I could have some things to share with my team. So dots. So dots in the center. Is that what you're saying, Gail? Okay, Colleen, she sent, oh, that's wonderful. 3 Happy Mail cards and 3 thank you cards. Yay, Colleen. All right. I love seeing people sending out cards. Okay, we'll try one with the gold in the center. I think we'll go with 3 large ones. What do you think? There's 1, 2, and then 3. I don't know. Do you think it's too much? All right. Let me put both of them up here. Maybe I need to go side by side. I don't know. Bring them down a little bit. So what do you think? Do you like the 3 in the center? Yes, in the center. You're a Winka Stella person. Oh, yeah, that would be good too. So I don't know. Maybe we could, I gotta think here. Let me see. I need to pull out a new Winka Stella here. This one's getting a little well used. So let's see. The Winka Stella, okay. Let me show you guys. So if you look, when I start using Winka Stella, see how it's pulling the ink and it's making it darker? Look at that. Can you see the difference? Let me zoom in. Yep, there it is. You can see the difference by adding the Winka Stella. It's just really making this flower more pronounced. Isn't that kind of cool? Okay, let me bring it down here so I don't mess it up here. Cool, cool. All right, who thought of the Wink of Stella? Good idea. Because it sits right here on my desk. Okay, there we go. It does bring out the more yellow, so there we go. Okay, I'm not sure which one I like better. Maybe we'll do some Wink on here, because this I stamped yesterday or the day before. I can't remember which day. So it's still activating the ink on here, if you guys can see that. Isn't that cool? And you don't really want this sopping wet, okay? There's enough juice in there. And when you squeeze this, you pay attention to the ink in the barrel as it's coming down, so that way you don't overjuice it, okay? And never squeeze it over your project. Always squeeze it away from your project, because you could end up with a big glob and not be happy. You'll be starting all over from scratch. All right, there they both are. Definitely Wink of Stella was a good choice, and I love it. Okay, all right, but I'm still not quite sure whether to do the gold centers or not. So let's see. Not sure. The 3 smaller gems, yeah, they're stuck there. We'll see. Maybe I can pull them off. I don't know. Will they go back on here or not? We'll try the 3 smaller drums. You guys are just so cool. I love that you're thinking all the time. All right, definitely, probably the $3 smaller gems are the way to go. Definitely makes it a little bit more petite. Okay, I think I'm happier with that. Thanks, Colleen. Great idea. Okay, so let's move on to card number 2. Okay, we're done with these. We're going to use a different embellishment for the next card. So the next card is, so make sure you're commenting, because somebody, I haven't done last week's comment winners, but they're ready to go. I just have to post them. But so make sure you're commenting, and I'll write down some pick some comment winners, okay? So we are using, do I have this? Oh yeah. We're going to use a card base, okay, from the Memories and More, Texture Chic Memories and More, okay? Let's see here. So it just goes with that paper. Look at that fabulous paper. And then it has envelopes that come with it. So it's got a design on the inside, and then these gold embellished images here. So designs. Let me just pull out my stuff. I've got some pre-stuff done for you guys. Okay, now these are a little bit bigger than a normal size. I think they run, let me grab my ruler, but they're mailable, so they're totally fine. 4.5 by 6.5 is the envelope, and the card base is 6.25 by 4.25. Okay, so they're still totally mailable, and the design is all done. So, you know, I think it's $10 or $11 for these, and you can find them in the annual catalog, and you get 20 card bases and envelopes. So a really good deal, especially when you're in a pinch and you need some quick and easy stamping. Okay, all right, so let's see. Let's see here. Okay, so we're going to start with, I've already die cut this fabulous wreath from the dies in Soft Succulent, because that's some of the colors in the designer paper. And we're going to just take some liquid glue, and the tip of mine has dried up. So let's just add, there we go. I'm going to just kind of do some dotting around my wreath here. Trying to pick some of the highlights so it stays secure. Okay, so let's do this. You could also apply an adhesive sheet to this if you really wanted to make it really easy, but it doesn't take long to dot some liquid glue on here. I love using like half-used bottles for something like this because the glue doesn't come out very fast. So you don't really need to put a lot of pressure when you're using your liquid glue, okay? Because less is always more, because it's extremely strong is what it is, and we'll hold it in place. Okay, so let's grab this in our card base, and I'm gonna put this right down in the middle. You want to be careful that you don't kind of like distort your wreath as you're laying it down as well. So I'm gonna just kind of start with one end and just kind of let it lay down in place, and then just give it a little pat there. Okay, that's kind of cool by itself, isn't it? Okay, so now we're going to, I gotta look at we're gonna stamp our greeting. This is from the Stylish Shape dies, okay? I love these banner type dies. Yes, the texture, it's just so much texture going on in this designer paper. It's fabulous. Yes, thanks, Ellen. I'm so glad you got to remember. I have to remember stuff all the time to like, okay, I need to use this. If I don't have it front and center on my desk or near me, I kind of forget about it. So we're going to stamp this kind of close to one end, okay? Hey, that looks really straight. I am happy with this. And then we're going to adhere this to our, well, you know what? Let's kind of design the card a little bit, okay? And we're going to kind of just put this here, all right? It's always sometimes good to start kind of laying some of your, you know, your images out to get a feel how you want things to look. So we're going to add this onto here, and I got to find some more stuff here. Hang on. I think I have it in the basket over here. I do. So I've already die cut some leaves here. So some foil leaves. It's one of the dies in the set. Okay. I wish we had two of these. So really didn't, because it's this one right here. And this is a label thing to stamp like hello there. And this is like a really cool edge. And I have some samples using this, or at least a sample on my website showing how an idea with this one as well. So okay, so I also cut some from the Distress Gold, and this is kind of really cool paper. I thought this went really well with the Texture Chic Designer Paper, because it just looks, you know, a little less not as bright, you know, but either one will work great. So we're going to combine the two. So we're simply going to, if I can pick these up now, we're going to use some mini glue dots. Here we go. You could use liquid glue as well. You know what? Maybe I will use liquid glue because these things are fragile. Okay. So I'm going to just put a tiny dab of glue there just to secure this, these two together so they kind of look like a little pair. And these are just going to go underneath here. Okay. So we'll do the same with these. Just a tiny bit of glue. And pick this up. I don't have nails, so these very long ones. Okay, and marry these two together. So we're going to add some dimensionals to this. So I think we're going to not get some a little bit too close to the ends, because that's about where I'm going to be putting my leaves. So I want to be able to tuck my leaves, branches, whatever, foliage, I guess might be a better word, in there. So we'll stay away from the edge a little bit. So we'll just kind of go like this. Okay. And maybe that's good enough just for on this, and not so much. Hi, Glenda, and welcome. And I don't think anybody else. So if you're just joining in, welcome. This is the Eden Garden bundle. That's one of the celebration choices that was just added, I think it was last week, right? Whoops. We need to secure this down first. Okay, so let's add this to our card. I gotta think. I am so crooked here. Let's use our grid paper, Nancy. That's why we have it. There we go. Now we can add this on. Let's do that. Okay, and I'm gonna add some glue on here, maybe a couple dots there. And we're just gonna tuck these in the back there. Okay, and then let's do the same here. Hopefully I can tuck. There we go. All right, how's that looking? And then, you know what? We're gonna add some ribbon. I didn't add ribbon on my sample, so let's grab, I'm thinking, let's go with this gold, this satin edge gold, okay? And do I have one tied? I've got one tied already. Hang on. Let me grab my stash box here because I always keep, like, I don't know, when I'm bored, sitting around doing nothing right, I just tie bows, right? And then I have all kinds of bows ready to go. Okay, so we got a bow. So let's add, I think that would look okay. Let's add a bow here. And my glue dots are running away here. And let's do this. I think that'll be okay. It's bright. Give it a trim. Trim this end. Okay. All right. Isn't that kind of cool? But we're going to add some gems to it, okay? I paired it with, and probably these opals, I'm sure they'll be retiring because they're 21 to 23 in colors. So these will be retiring. So we are going to use the pale papaya ones. Okay. So let's add some bling here. And I gotta look. Let's add that one there. And let's add, yes, over here. Okay, so there's our bling, and there's our beautiful card right there. What do you guys think? Isn't that cool? All right, so good. I'm glad you love bows. Just, I don't know. And then I try not to do bows so much because sometimes you just don't want a manly card. So there's my one without the bow, but I think I like it with a bow. It just feels like this image needs something right there to kind of pull it in together. Okay. All right. So there's card number 2. So let me just show you. Oh, I know. I got Happy Mail today. I got to show you my Happy Mail. So this is from one of my team members. She was traveling before Christmas and didn't get to do her Christmas card. So I got a Valentine card. So I love it. So so a big shout out to Season for sending me a card. And then she sends me an adorable little picture of her little pooch here. So so thanks, Season. And this, you know, I don't know. This was paper that was on the clearance rack recently. I don't know if it's still there or sold out. I might have finally sold out because of Valentine's Day. So so that's fabulous paper. I love that paper as well. Okay, let me clean my desk here for a minute so I can share with you a few more ideas. Okay, let me move things. Let me just close up this ink pad. So so if you don't have this designer paper, maybe you've got the stamp set. There's still a lot of ways for you to do some simple stamping with it. Okay, so if all you have is ink and paper and the stamp set, here's a great way to just do simple stamping with that beautiful floral image. Okay, so does anybody recognize this color? Here's your first, another sneak peek of, I don't know if I can't say for certain that the ink pad is coming, but there are colors in the upcoming designer paper with this. So I'm hoping this color comes back because and that maybe we're getting a new switch on colors. We won't know for another month exactly when we get more details about whether we're getting a color refresh or not. But anyways, we're speculating, okay? So this is actually Lost Lagoon ink. It's a few years old. I can't remember what year. I don't know if it tells on here. It was in color, and you know, I'm not sure what year it was, but here's the color right here, Lost Lagoon. Okay, and so that's just a simple way to just use stamps, ink, and paper. So let's bump it up with maybe pulling in a punch with this. Okay, so here's a couple punches where I've stamped just the greeting, and I'm not sure if I like stamping. I wish I'd kind of left the just sending hugs by itself. And then I added a little bit of ribbon and a strip of cardstock just to add a little bit more texture to it. But it's still kind of like a simple, casual type card. So still easy if you're a beginner stamper. Anybody can do it just by doing a random stamping across your base and then a little strip of cardstock. And this is Pretty Peacock. I had to go hunting through my retired stuff for some of these colors, and I'm thrilled that I still had some, other than I was sweating it with the Lost Lagoon. The only thing I had was this pre-scored package of Lost Lagoon. So here's a better look of this is Pretty Peacock in Lost Lagoon, and hopefully we'll know more whether these colors are coming back or not, or maybe it's just going to be part of our online exclusive line. Okay, so finally here is this one right here. And there's another sneak peek there. I don't know if you can tell what it is. So I actually stamped it. So this is definitely a more avid card, okay? So I stamped on some vellum, and when you're stamping on vellum, I used, what did I use? I used Pretty Peacock ink, and you want to let the vellum dry. Me, I didn't let things dry. That's why my hands are so inky today. So it takes a while for ink to dry on vellum because there's just nothing to absorb into the cardstock. So it takes a little bit of time. So you have to have a little bit of patience. You either stamp, set it aside, and go on to another part of your card. Okay. All right, Jane Guessett, new embossing folder. Okay, isn't that really cool? So that's embossing folder number 2. All right, and then just a simple using the double oval punch. And punching out some greetings and just flagging, you know, some contrasting cardstock to that. Isn't that cool? And then I just bumped it up. I did use the blending brush to add a little bit of color, but I don't think it was necessary really to add color on it. But this is such a cool, look at the inside of those bumps. So it could be reversible, you know, maybe you like that. And then I just really just simple design in the envelope. And I even did the envelope flap too. Isn't that cool? So look at the envelope flap there as well. I mean, especially when it's simple stamping, right? Just ink. Okay, so let's look at this suite. So starting March 1st, you're able to purchase this, or if you can get it now, if you take advantage of the joint special for $99 or $129, depending on if you want to have the mini cut and emboss machine. So, and you could add these items to your starter kit, okay? And if you want more information about that, please reach out to me because this joint special is good until February 28th, but you want to do it sooner rather than later, okay? Because lots of times there could be glitches on that very last day. And I don't know what day of the month is that on. If it's a weekend, actually it's a Tuesday, so Stampin' Up's open, so that's always a plus. And you could also be part of my Inking with Heart Stampers team, and we will at our team meeting. We might be making one. You know, be seeing the product in person. Plus, we'll be making at least one project this month, okay? Because we're actually doing fun folds. I already planned my fun fold items, but we'll sneak in a project with this new product. So let's look at the items that are in it, okay? So let's start out with the stamp set. So this is just these few products here on this flyer are just some of the things that are going to be available only in the online store, okay? Or you can call in and I can order it for you. Either way, but that's where they will be. You can see them. There'll be a separate heading with online exclusives, and that's where you're going to see different products. We have no idea other than what's here, what else is going to be there, but some of them will be like our kit collection where they'll be there, and if they sell out, you have to wait for inventory to come back. And then there'll be other items that once they sell out, they're gone, okay? So, and we're not sure which items are what yet. So we don't have all the details. So the first one is, there's a bundle, and it's called, I'm looking for the dies here. Where are my dies? Oh, here we go. Okay, so there's dies, a stamp set and die set, or you can do if you just only love the stamp set, or if you just love the dies, okay? But I like it with, you got to have the dies with the stamp set, I think. But you don't necessarily need the dies with the stamp set. So it's got flower images, and it's got some great words in it, and really cool like dies. These are kind of like, you're going to have to wait and see my projects with these because I want to make sure my team sees them first. I think that's one of the perks of being one of my team members, is seeing those first, okay? And I got a piece of cardstock stuck in there. And this one's really cool. This one does not cut out a circle. It just makes that impression into the designer or into your cardstock paper or whatever. So it doesn't cut it out, but you can. There's some tips on how to use it. And then we've got images that are gonna die cut the stamps, and then some standalone leaves here as well. So really cool, okay? And then we have, let me think here. So that's the bundle, okay? And then we have designer paper. So let's check out the designer paper. It comes in 6x6, and let me grab, I've got the 4 designs, I think. Do I? The 12. I don't know. I've been stamping and using it, so let me, I thought I separated it with, there we go. I think I separated it with the cardboard backing. So in this paper, there is Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Lost Lagoon, Petal Pink, and Pretty Peacock, okay? So let's look at the front and back. So of each of the pairing. So pretty much they all have a nice pretty design. This is one of my favorites. It almost looks like it's embossed on white, but it's not. So it's just white ink. And then it's got a really cool, I think you guys are going to need to see this up closer. Kind of like a Pac-Man board look to it, doesn't it? So there's one. And then we've got this one here. So I love these white these white images. And then of course, you know, it kind of mimics the front of it. And then I'm missing one. So let's see. Let's set that one aside. See if we come, here's this one here. Okay. So this is Pretty Peacock images. So the dies on here will cut out your designer paper, or you can use it as a background, whatever. It also cuts out these little leaves as well, the 3 leaf ones. And then here's the back side. Here's another one. It's different color scheme, okay? So you can definitely make some nice flower images without even stamping, obviously. It's just totally different looking paper here. So we've got some probably Pretty Peacock in with Daffodil Delight, in with that. Here's this one. This kind of mimics, you know, that one, this die here, which is really kind of cool. So you get an idea how that looks cut out. And this is another one of my favorites. I just love this tone on tone look. And then we have, we kind of mix in Saucy Foam and, you know, shades of probably Pretty Peacock. We've got these. Here's some leaves here. The dies will cut out these leaves as well. So there's 2 different size leaves. So there's 3 leaves on here, 3 leaf dies on here. Okay. And then this is Soft Sea Foam right there. And then we've got this one right here as well, kind of like the same design from earlier. We'll die cut those. And this one, I don't have my duplicate of this one. So we've got this side and then this side. Isn't that cool? Just so a very different set of designer paper, but really nice. Different color schemes than what we've normally have had in the past. Okay. And then we have our loose frosted dots. So that's a big word. They're called loose, okay? Because they're loose, okay? They don't have glue on them, adhesive, or anything like that. So they're flat on one side and then they're round on the other, okay? So it's got daffodil, the petal pink, and the Pretty Peacock colors in here. I don't think they would make great shaker cards, just really to embellish onto your card or whatever project you're using. Okay. And then we also have, these are, you know, what are we calling these? Basic 3D embossing folders. So all 3 of these come together in the same package. You can't just buy one, you get all 3, and it's a $30 price. Okay. And we saw, let me showcase. So I did some embossing ahead of time. So whoever's the comment winner this week is also going to get 3 of these in with their card. Okay. So let's look at some of the colors. So this is Pretty in Pink right here. So you can, here's one of the designs. It just looks like a 5-pointed flower to me, you know. And then here's Daffodil Delight in that crosshatch look. So Carol, this paper is going to be in our online exclusives starting March 1st. Unless you're a demonstrator, you can pre-order this, and it's called Hello Irresistible. Okay, so it's all part of the suite with this stuff that I'm showcasing. Here's Flirty Flamingo with that bubble. Here's Fresh Freesia. Don't forget that color is retiring. Okay. And then we got Lost Lagoon here with that bubble. And then this is Mango Melody. Okay. So we got 3 embossing folders. I love them. It's great to have some new textured stuff. And then finally they have, it's called Naturally Gilded Specialty Designer Paper. Look at the shimmer on here. It's just, this is 12 by 12, and we have a foil accent. Okay. We have silver, so it's different, you know, it looks different, looks more different, definitely woodsy or kind of weedy, I guess, foliage. And then we have gold. So this one has a vanilla background with the gold accents, which I kind of like. And these 2 have white backgrounds. Okay, so look at that. You can kind of see the difference between them, and they are just so shimmery, and they come in 12 by 12. You get 2 of each, and these are $10 for a package. So anyway, so what else do I have to share? So I will let me think here. Let me look at questions, see if anybody has. The embossing folders are definitely really nice. So totally nice. You're gonna love them. Let me see if anybody else missed anything about it. Yes, you could. I think you're probably talking about blow drying, Carol. You could gently blow dry the vellum, but it just kind of like makes it wavy, and it's really easy to burn. So if that's what you're talking about, you'd want to be really, really careful with blow drying vellum paper. Okay. Okay. So I will be coming. Let's see. What else do I need to share with you guys? I got to look at my screens here. Paper pumpkin. Let's see here. I forget what is Rain and Shine, I think, or something. Paper pumpkin kit. There's just a couple more days to subscribe, so make sure you check that out. Unfortunately, the add-on dies have already been sold out, so if you miss them, I'm so sorry, but you can still get the paper pumpkin kit. So you just need to subscribe by the 10th, and then on the 11th we'll get news for a whole new one. So that's the March one, right? Coming up. So that's the Stampin' Up's Paper Pumpkin birthday. So usually they have something really special for March. So that'll be exciting to see what they come up with that. And Friday, I'm planning to go live on YouTube. I haven't decided what time yet. Because I haven't finalized my project. So it'll probably be a celebration item, because I'm trying to do a 10-minute video on Friday. So later tonight or tomorrow, I'll definitely post something about coming visiting me on YouTube Friday and see some celebration idea, okay? Because there's still a lot more to share, especially with the ones that were just added on. So it might be something with the songbird punch, okay? So, okay, everybody, thank you so much for joining in. We've been here almost an hour, but I think we showed a lot and saw a lot today. So I hope you enjoyed all these new online exclusives. And as soon as there's more information, I'll be sharing it with you. But if you're anxious to get it now, you can definitely join as a demonstrator and either add it to your starter kit, or later on after you've had your starter kit, you can place as many orders as you want at a discount. So so please reach out to me about that if you need more information. And we will see you either next Wednesday at 3 p.m. or come join me Friday sometime. It's either 11 or 1. I'm just trying to think what time to schedule it for. So